On the stroke of one, Scrooge awakened suddenly and sat bolt upright in his own bed. He remembered the words of Marley's ghost, and wondered from which direction the second spectre would appear. At that moment, nothing between a baby and a rhinoceros would have astonished him very much. Now, being prepared for almost anything, he was not by any means prepared for nothing, and consequently, when no shape appeared, he was taken with a violent fit of trembling. 5 minutes. 10 minutes. A quarter of an hour went by, yet nothing came. Then, as he sat in his bed, he became aware gradually of a great blaze of ruddy light, which seemed to shine upon him from the adjoining room. He got up softly and shuffled in his slippers to the door. It was his own sitting room, no doubt about that. But it had undergone a surprising transformation. The walls and ceiling were so hung with living green that it looked a perfect grove, from every part of which bright gleaming berries glistened, and such a mighty blaze went roaring up the chimney as had never been known in Scrooge's time, or for many a winter season gone. Heaped up on the floor to form a kind of throne were turkeys, geese, game, poultry, great joints of meat, sucking pigs, long wreaths of sausages, mince pies, plum puddings, barrels of oysters, red-hot chestnuts, and seething bowls of punch that made the chamber dim with their delicious steam. In easy state upon this couch, there sat a jolly giant, glorious to see, who bore a glowing torch, in shape not unlike Plenty's horn, and he held it up, high up, to shed its light on Scrooge as he came peeping around the door. And this jolly giant said, Come in, Ebenezer Scrooge, and know me better, man." Who? "I am the ghost of Christmas present. Look upon me. You've never seen the like of me before." You're different from the other spirit. You're tall, almost a giant. And that great torch you carry, its light pours into the homes of rich and poor alike. Spirit, take me where you will. Last time I went against my will and learnt a lesson which is working now. If you have anything to teach me, let me profit by it. Touch my robe, Ebenezer Scrooge, touch my robe. Where have you brought me, Spirit? An humble dwelling in an humble street. It's humble enough. Yet there is happiness there. Who are these people? Who's that woman? And the children? These are the family of your clock, Bob Cratchit, his wife dressed in a twice-turned gown, but brave in ribbons, laying the table for their Christmas dinner. And there, assisting her, is her daughter Belinda. And the young man with the fork in the stuffing? Why, that's Master Peter Cratchit. And the two little Cratchits. Listen, Scrooge. Here's Martha, Mother. Martha, Martha. Why, bless your heart alive, Martha, my dear. Merry Christmas to you. Merry Christmas, Mother. Merry Christmas, Merry Christmas. Merry. How late you are, my dear. Oh, we've a deal of work to finish up last night, and we had to clear away this morning. Well, never mind, so long as you're here now. Sit ye down before the fire and have a warm, Lord bless ye. Where's Father? Oh, he's been to church with Tiny Tim. They'll be along directly. How is Tiny Tim, Mother? Any better at all? Sometimes I think he is, and sometimes I think... Oh, dear God. If If anything should happen to Tiny Tim...
Mother, you mustn't even think of such a thing. Here they are.
Oh, there's Tiny Tim. Merry Christmas, everybody. Martha, welcome, my dear.
Oh, Merry Christmas, Father. And Tim. Merry Christmas, Martha.
Oh, Tim, you darling.
Oh, Father, I'm so glad to be home.
And we're so glad to have you, Martha. And how did little Tim behave in church, Bob? Oh, as good as gold, and better.
I like church, Mother. Oh, they sang the nicest songs. I hope people saw me there.
Saw you there? And why, Tim?
Well, don't you see? Because I'm lame, and if they saw my crutch, it might be pleasant for them to remember on Christmas who it was made lame beggars walk, and the blind men see.
Oh, bless you, my son.
We ready to eat, Mother? Are we ready to eat?
Come on, let us eat. Children, we are all ready. Come, take your places now. And Bob, wait your turn. There's plenty. Stuffing and dressing and plum pudding for all of you. Martha, you take care of Tiny Tim.
Yes, Mother.
You see that he eats plenty. He must get tall and well. Now sit down, everyone. Now, my dears, shall we say grace? Dear Lord, for this which we are. Spirit, tell me if Tiny Tim will live. I see a vacant seat in the poor chimney corner, and a crutch without an owner, carefully preserved. Oh, no, kind spirit, please, say he'll be spared, say he'll live. If these shadows remain unaltered by the future, Ebenezer, the child will die. No, kind spirit, say he will be spared. What then? If he be like to die, he had better do so, and decrease the surplus population. You use my own words against me. Yes, indeed. If man you be in heart, not adamant, forbear that wicked cant until you have discovered what the surplus is, and where it is. Will you decide what men shall live, what men shall die? It may be that in the sight of heaven, you are more worthless and less fit to live than millions like this poor man's child. Amen.
Amen.
And now, my dears, with such a dinner, a toast. A Merry Christmas to us all, and God bless us. Amen.
God bless us, everyone.
And now to Mr. Scrooge.
Aww.
I give you a toast to Mr. Scrooge, the founder of the feast. Founder indeed. Who pays you all of 15 shillings a week? I wish I had him here. I'd give him a piece of my mind to feast on, and I'd hope he would have a good appetite for it. Oh, my dear, the children. Christmas Day. Well, it should be Christmas Day, I'm sure, on which one drinks the health of such an odious, stingy, unfeeling man as Mr. Scrooge. You know he is, Bob. Nobody knows it better than you, poor fellow. My dear, Christmas Day. Well, I'll drink his health for your sake in the days, not for his. Long life to him. A Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. He'll be very merry and very happy, I have no doubt.
And I say, God bless him too, Mother, and everyone.
There was nothing of high mark in all this. They were not a handsome family, these Cratchits. They were not well dressed. Their shoes were far from being waterproof. Their clothes were scanty, and had known, very likely, the insides of a pawnbroker's. But they were happy, grateful, pleased with one another, and contented with the time. When at last they faded, Scrooge had his eye upon them, and especially on Tiny Tim, until the last. Many calls Scrooge made that night with the ghost of Christmas present. Down among the miners they went, who labor in the bowels of the earth, and out to sea among the sailors at their watch, dark, ghostly figures in their several stations. And then the spirit said, "Ebenezer, your nephew Fred's house." "I can see that. Why bring me here?
To see him being merry?"
He said, get this, Topper, he said that Christmas was a humbug as I live. He believed it, too.
Oh, I don't believe it. Oh, more shame for him, Fred.
Oh, he's a comical old fellow, that's the truth, and not so pleasant as he might be. However, his offenses carry their own punishment, and I have nothing to say against him.
Oh, I am sure he is very rich, Fred. At least you always tell me so.
What of that, my dear? His wealth is of no use to him. He don't do any good with it. He don't make himself comfortable with it. He hasn't the satisfaction of thinking that he is ever going to benefit us with it.
I have no patience with him.
Oh, I have. I am sorry for him. I couldn't be angry with him if I tried. Who suffers by his ill whims? Himself always. Here he takes it into his head to dislike us, and he won't come and dine with us. What's the consequence? He loses some pleasant moments which could do him no harm.
Well said, Fred.
Thank you ever so, Topper. Well, I mean to give him the same chance every year, whether he likes it or not, for I pity him. Now he may rail at Christmas till he dies, but he can't help thinking better of it. I defy him, if he finds me going there, in good temper, year after year, and saying, "Uncle Scrooge, how are you?" A toast, my friends. Here is a glass of mulled wine ready to our hand at the moment, and I say, Uncle Scrooge!
A Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year to the old man. He wouldn't take it from me, but may have it nevertheless. Uncle Scrooge!
Much they saw, and far they went, and many places they visited, but always with a happy end. The spirits stood beside sick beds, and they were cheerful, on foreign lands, and they were close at home, by poverty, and it was rich. In almshouse, hospital, and jail were vain men in their little brief authority had not made fast the door, and barred the spirit out. The spirit, nevertheless, left his blessing. It was a long night, if it was only a night. And it was strange, too, that while Scrooge remained unaltered in his outward form, the ghost grew older, clearly older. And then the ghost said, "My life upon this globe is very brief, Ebenezer. It ends tonight."
Tonight?
Tonight at midnight. Hark! The time is drawing near.
Forgive me if I am not justified in what I ask, but I see something strange and not belonging to yourself, protruding from your skirts. Is it a foot or a claw?
Look here, Ebenezer. From the foldings of its robe, the spirit brought two children, wretched, abject, frightful, hideous, miserable. They knelt down at its feet and clung upon the outside of its garment. No change, no degradation, no perversion of humanity in any grade, through all the mysteries of wonderful creation, has monsters half so horrible and dread.
Spirit, are they yours?
They are man's, and they cling to me, appealing from their fathers. This boy is ignorance, this girl is want. Beware them both, and all of their degree, but most of all beware this boy, for on his brow I see that written which is doom, unless the writing be erased.
Have they no refuge or resource?
Are there no prisons? Are there no workhouses?